I guess you can say. And it's America's team. Who wouldn't be excited? You know, I have to stack the days together, obviously, you know, learn the system, and just be ready to go out there when my name is called. You know, all the other stuff will come.
Let me tell you guys at home a little something about Chris Carter. We ran a little 3 seconds of video of Amari Cooper running some route. I don't know what.
At practice?
Yeah, at practice. And Nick and I kind of looked at. Did you see what he just ran?
Did you see the route he ran? I just told him no.
Nope,
I was like, no, I didn't actually.
You were so keyed in. Tell us what you saw.
And it's especially when you've taught someone something, and there's certain principles to the routes that I've tried to teach him. And one is,
I didn't even know what Amari Cooper sounded like. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh wow. Like I should have realized that because we've been talking about him all week. Yeah. But you've talked about how soft-spoken he is, how he's a different type of personality than a lot of the star wide receivers in the league. You've also said how he can line up in all 3 spots on the field, the X, the Y, or in the slot. I would imagine, and he's been very productive in the slot. I would imagine with Dallas, he won't be in the slot very often because the one productive wide receiver they have right now is Cole Beasley, and that's the only place they can line him up in. Right? Like they can't put Cole Beasley on the outside ever. So he's Amari.
And it's a harder spot to learn in the offense. What the Dallas Cowboys should be trying to do right now is add more speed and punch to their offense. Michael Gallup, the high draft pick that they drafted this year, has had a couple of the big plays. He had to stop and go in Washington. Him and Amari should play outside. Cole Beasley has established himself as a dependable slot receiver, and that should be their #1 formation that they should try to play out of, because what it will do is put more speed on the field. Amari Cooper, he is a good route runner, but the speed of him and Gallup out there, I believe it puts more threat into the defense, and I believe that big-time passing game down the field with that power running game, I believe they could be married together. That's the most effective way, I believe, for the Dallas Cowboys to be able to move forward offensively.
Looking at this Cowboys offense, adding Amari Cooper's speed and punch like you talked about, how much better could they really be? How much of a difference can just adding a little bit of speed to your offense really make?
Right now, when you watch Dallas, Jenna, they don't get any easy yards. They don't get, because coach designed plays. Like he might design an outside zone play. It's designed maybe to get 4 to 6 yards. But when you have a special running back like Zeke, he makes someone miss. And you get all these yards that the coaches, they don't have on the field. Pick a guy and let it fly. That's what Dan Marino said. Championships, we ain't winning if I'm not slinging. So that's what I believe that Dak, he has to be able to grow the deep passing game to be able to go with the physical running attack that they
When you said the formation that they should be in the majority of the time, I think it's the formation that last year or 2 years ago under McAdoo, the Giants ran almost every single time, which is 3 wide. So you're talking about Amari as the X, Gallup as the Y, Beasley in the slot, 1 tight end, and Zeke in the backfield, right?
Yes.
And the reason that I think that actually could be if Dak can just regain a little bit of what we know he had his rookie season, it can take this offense from moribund, from bottom 5 in the league, to just league average, which is all the offense has to be, is league average with the way their defense plays. Because you don't have a great defense to play against them. Because if you do just say, we're going to stop Zeke, we're going to make you prove it to us, you have a very good route runner in Beasley who can run those option routes, and you have a guy in Cooper that I believe, even though the last year and a half he has not been productive, can beat single coverage. I think he has been facing fronts and defenses that when they play the Raiders, they say, we don't want Derek Carr and Cooper and Crabtree when he was there to beat us. They weren't so worried about the Raiders running game. And if just at a few times a game, defenses say, all right, you know what, we're more worried about 19, we're more worried about the passing game, that's when Zeke can kill you. Because Zeke is great at shedding that first tackler. And if the reason that when he's held down, it's not necessarily because he gets tackled on first contact. It's because after that first contact, there's so many people around him, they swarm to him. If you only have 6 guys in the box, even just 7 guys in the box, if you can make that first guy miss or shed that first tackler, that can be an explosive run play, because that's what's been killing Dallas, a lack of explosive
The one thing the organization's got to do, because Amari is a soft-spoken guy, you have to be able to cater. Now, he's not Dez Bryant. Des Bryant's doing a lot of interviews, doing a lot of commercials, doing a lot of things. He's not that way. The reason why Amari thrived at Alabama, because he thrived in that culture. Nick Saban took care of all the outside noise. Amari didn't have to do a lot of interviews. You didn't hear a lot of stuff about him. So he thrived as a very quiet person because Nick Saban knew that. That's the reason why you haven't heard him too many in sound bites and things like that. The Dallas Cowboys need to realize he's not the last number 19 they had, Keyshawn Johnson.
Oh, yeah?
He's not Terrell Owens. He's not Michael Irvin. Don't try to make him into those guys. Let him be himself. I think he can thrive there in Dallas.
Cowboys have a bye this week. I guess Amari and Dak Prescott will spend some of that time building chemistry, working on timing and all of it. But how soon before we see him completely in the fold in this Cowboys offense?
We got to play him next week, Jenna. I mean, they're in a crisis. They got to play him. You can trade the first-round pick for him. Jerry wants the team and to see his fans that, yes, it was valuable. And I just believe you can do a lot of things with the wide receiver. 2 weeks in training. He's coming off a concussion in London. He was off last week, but he was back on the field with the Raiders practicing. He's back on the field with the Cowboys practicing. Yes, I need to see him 30 plays, 30 to 40 plays in that first game, and let's call it and run it. I don't care what the coverage is. Amari, beat your guy. That's what we have to be able to do, especially for the first couple weeks until we get him acclimated into a larger portion of the offense.
All right, let's take a break.